Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play of God of War on the PS4. Last time we handled the death of Baldur. And they are definitely stomping all over my expectations of what the story of this game would be. Because I did not expect to beat Baldur to a pulp and then snap his neck. Not what I expected. But it was pretty cool.
Oh man, the tower ate the Unity Stone, didn't it? I wanted to fly again.
Yes, that's a terrible pity.
We will fly in Jotunheim. Well, maybe not fly, but I want to get there. I want to see what they're doing with Jotunheim. Oh, God. Oh.
You scare up that alchemist what needed finding?
Talon's got a bow upgrade. We got a ship head to sell.
Good to see you sweating the details.
Aside from that, I don't know. Oh, we could upgrade this. I could spend all my smoldering embers and the crest of flame. Yeah, I mean, we certainly could do that. Here's the Niflheim set. Adds a small amount of constant health regeneration. And increases resistance to the cursed mist of Niflheim. Grip of the maze. Ooh, we also have grips of the Forgotten Flame. Oh, but mine... Well, this is only level 4. But still. Summon a cleansing fog restores a small amount of health and increase the amount of time Kratos can stay in the cursed mist of Niflheim. I feel like you have like a Niflheim set that you just use every time you go in there. As for us, let's upgrade this. Oh! We have a lot of money, don't we? And I don't really know what to do with all this money. Because you can't really... I mean, money doesn't buy you everything. Money doesn't buy you everything. Huh. That's a cool looking armor piece. Well, it's about as good as this, but I feel like mine looks a little cooler. And in the end, isn't that what it's all about? Barehanded attacks. But my strength would plummet. That's pretty good all around. Why does my belt have empty enchantments?
Is that all there is?
What? What? I never did this? What was I thinking? Well, I do like luck, but eventually I guess we gotta cool it on the luck. And get the cool down. Runic luck, defensive vitality. Gift of defense when damage is taken. That's not bad. And luck. Yeah, you're fine. As for me, I've got 43,000 XP. We can upgrade the grapple. But I might prefer the Tartarus Rage. Done. I should probably equip it. As for this, it's not bad. None of them. Not crazy about any of them. I guess, yeah, I'll stick with this, so I'll upgrade it. And then this, I kind of like the Glaive Storm. And it increases frost damage. Supposedly. Alright, I think we're all set to go to Niflheim. You'll notice that I have pretty much every single thing bought. Because of all my luck. I got a lot of XP. So I just have to wait until I upgrade my Chaos Blades one more time, which I thought would have happened by now.
Here we go! I can't believe we're gonna see the giants.
Well, if things work according to plan...
Why
Go
wouldn't
ahead,
things
lock
go
in
according to
Jotunheim
plan?
and we'll be on our way. Probably.
Alright, let's see here. Muspelheim, Niflheim, Asgard, Svartalfheim, Helheim, Alfheim. I probably should have gone left first, but okay. Jotunheim.
Boy, ahead. Get ready.
Oh, right. Got it. Let's hope this doesn't cause you to explode or anything.
Oh, hadn't considered that. Maybe we should talk about this a bit more.
Nah, I'm sure you'll be fine. Ready?
Oh, that's unpleasant!
Now, boy.
I wonder what that feels like.
We must be close.
Well, what are we waiting for? Think it's far?
We will see.
A word, please, before we continue. Listen, the last thing you two need up there is a decomposing heat ruin in the moment. Why don't I wait for you here? This is between you and the boy.
True. But if someone were to
My
fight...
lady sips soft, perfect sloshers. You done did it.
Sorry. We had to see this.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. Ah, fine, damn it. Fine!
Watch the head till we return.
I can do this. No, I can't. Oh.
Okay.
Ready. Come.
Find Jotunheim's highest peak.
Boy, do I have plans for you.
Well, it's very, golden. It's kind of what I would expect the path up to Asgard might be. Okay.
Look! We're on the giant's fingers. I can see the highest peak ahead. Right over there. We did it.
We did.
What are you doing?
I have nothing more to hide.
Can we go now? We're so close.
Ruining the moment, kid.
Boy. Carry her.
Well, I mean, we're in the mountains, so I can't really judge. It just looks pretty desolate.
Boy.
It's nothing. I just thought I'd hear voices by now. Hello? Anybody here?
What is this place?
They must have all come through here when they left Midgard. What was left of them.
Why carve all these faces?
What if this is all of the giants that got out of Midgard alive? Not really many at all. Odin and Thor, ruining everything for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the game just seems to be completely ignoring the idea that the Jotnar are foretold to, you know, slaughter mankind. Like, they're not really our buddies. So, oh, here we go. Midgard was a dream of what could be if we shared and collaborated. Jotnar, Aesir, Vanir, Elf, Dwarf, and mortals most of all. No. It was beautiful, but not everyone is capable of sharing. Some believe anything uncontrolled is savage and threatening. So we were mocked and tricked and used and then slaughtered. Odin and his tribe were barred from our realm, but it was not enough. The wrath of Thor and his terrible hammer have thinned our number in Midgard to the brink of ruin. There's no option but to withdraw, while yet any live to do so. Odin and Thor would have killed all the giants if they could, and they got away with everything. Yeah, I mean, we're really, like, it's almost not even Norse mythology at that. Like, you're just borrowing terms from Norse mythology and making a story. which is okay, but I know people are going to take this as the actual
Where are they
mythology.
now?
The giants came back home so they could survive. But I'm not sure they did.
I can't be held accountable for everyone's foolish thoughts, but these foolish thoughts end up in my comment section, and so...
Huh. Who's the guardian?
We foresee Midgard's fate overrun a second hell. Neither Odin nor his dead may reach Jotunheim. The ways must be shut. The serpent and the guardian remained. They alone shall keep our hope. When doom befalls the indestructible, only then shall the guardian return. Until then, we await a better world, one without fear, without greed, without war. We wait for deliverance and justice. We wait for a champion. We will wait for word that gods grow good. Hope that world gets here soon. The serpent and the guardian remained. So, yeah, it really sort of wants to go in with the Midgard serpent being a Jotun, which... that is never, as far as I know, it is never referred to as a Jotun. That's just sort of
I
people
should
being
feel
like,
it,
well,
but I
Loki's
don't.
a Jotun.
This place is dead.
Half Jotun,
happened?
at least.
Why'd Mom send us here?
One question is answered, and two more take its place.
And Angerboda was a Jotun, so it's... yeah, I guess. It's just, I don't think they really had much kinship with the Midgard serpent.
Wait! Father! Something's happening.
But in this game, the Midgard serpent is much more public than in Norse mythology.
It's your axe. It's smaller. Look. She's arguing with a bunch of giants. She knew giants? That's us. The first time we met the world serpent. But how? And our fight with Baldur. But that just happened. Wait. They knew everything that was going to happen. The dragon in the mountain, the stone mason, all these drawings. This is our story.
No. This is your story.
But what does it all mean?
That I was not the only parent with secrets.
You didn't know. She was a giant. I'm a giant. Why didn't she tell us?
She sent us here, knowing we would find this.
But why not just tell us the truth?
Your mother would have had good reasons. Baldur was never sent to find me. He was tracking her all along, not knowing she was only ashes.
If she had a plan for us, I trust it. Whatever it is. Besides, she hasn't been wrong yet. Come on. We're so close to the end now.
Yes. Yes, we are.
The hell was going on there? Didn't look good. Didn't look good at all. I feel like we're
Well,
not really gonna get to see
It's
Jotunheim.
Mother's. She was here.
Oh.
She saw every step we took before we took it. Like she was always with us. Watching over us. Leading us home. Let's finish it.
I mean, that's very cool. Like, looking out over that, that's very freaking cool. But remember, he said they're not all gigantic. But there just seems to be a lot of gigantic people. Yeah, it looks all pretty desolate. I can't really say if that's just how they envisioned it, or if some sort of catastrophic apocalyptic event occurred here in Jotunheim. But Jotunheim really should pretty much just look like Skyrim. It should look like Skyrim with maybe like a darker, grimmer ENB installed. That's what Jotunheim should really look like.
Father,
No. We do it together. Son. Goodbye, Faye.
I love you, Mom. The giants. They really are all gone. There's nothing for us here.
Come.
So, I get that Mother was a giant, which makes me part giant and part god.
And part mortal.
Right. I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The giants called me... Loki?
God damn it.
Loki. That's the name your mother wanted for you when you were born. She must have called you that to her people.
But why?
A question for another day. Let us go home.
They're really just bending the mythology over a barrel at this point, aren't they? Alright. So Atreus is Loki. Which is, to be honest, really a disappointment all around. So in the mythology, Loki's father was a giant. His mother was an unknown. Possibly a Jotun, but it's not specified, and you'd think that would be specified. Possibly an Aesir, but again, not specified. So he could be entirely just Jotun. But alright. In the game, Kratos is just a god. The son of Zeus. And his mother was a giant. So I guess it works out about the same, but the genders are pretty much flipped. We don't know anything about Loki's childhood, so I guess we can't really say what he's like as a kid. I just would never envision him to be like this kid. I mean, I don't know, I guess. It's really just a disappointment because I wanted to see God of War Loki. And doing fucking mind games and shape-shifting and just all sorts of shit, being just a slippery bastard. And they did this, which is like, you know, it's, oh, what a twist. But beyond that, though, the ramifications of that within the lore connected to the mythology is extreme. Because, again, Jormungandr is the child of Loki. How does that make sense? Fenrir, nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be mentioned. Hel, the goddess, child of Loki. How does that make any sense? He did kill Baldur. Sort of. He didn't, but okay, he did the mistletoe thing, which... Alright, fine. And... I mean, Loki is, at the end of the day, opposed to the Aesir gods, so I guess that works out. I don't know. It's just... It's kind of wild. It kind of feels...
That makes sense now. Why she want to end up here? Be with her kind? But did she know it was going to be like this here? Is this what she wanted us to see? Did she want us to tell the people? Or keep it a secret?
I do not know.
So what should we do?
I trust you to decide that.
Oh,
Why am I seeing credits?
so why'd you want to name me Atreus? I know it can't be for a god.
No, he was a soldier, a Spartan.
A great warrior?
All Spartans are great warriors. We trained from birth. Our lives were discipline, duty, battle, and death. Life was grim, and we greeted it grimly. But Atreus of Sparta was unlike the rest of us. He wore a smile even in the worst of times. He was happy. He inspired us to hope that though we were machines of war, yet there was humanity in us. Goodness. When the day came for him to lay down his life in battle, his sacrifice saved countless others and turned the tide in our favor. I carried him home on his shield and buried him with all the honors of Spartan custom. His memory was a comfort in dark times.
Wow, you actually told a good story. Amir missed it.
Why are we seeing credits? Very confused. Very confused.
I understand if you want to go home, but I bet there are still some corrupted Valkyries out there that could be set free. Some other help people. Maybe helping people was part of why Mom sent us out here, too. I mean, what would Atreus of Sparta do?
And what would Loki do?
Huh. That's a weird name. I'm glad we went with yours.
Lads, am I glad to see you. I believe I've reached my limit for dwarven charm.
What happened, Mimir?
They took an uncomfortable number of measurements and then proceeded to bicker about the weather.
Where do you want us to take you?
How about the warm confines of anywhere bloody else?
Continue exploring. Wow, that's my tagline. Complete dwarven favors, free dragons, travel to Muspelheim and Niflheim, find new items in the shop to get powerful equipment. They'll allow you to defeat all legendary corrupted Valkyries. Location of all corrupted Valkyries have been revealed on your map. But why? But what's going on?
Before we return to Midgard, I should warn you. More time has passed than you likely realize. In the snowfall that began when you slew Baldur, it's become something else. The stuff of omens.
For the coming of winter.
Not just any winter, but a great winter to span 3 summers. And when it's done, Ragnarok begins.
Ragnarok. From snow.
Aye, snow. Lots more snow. And then the end of the bloody world, in that approximate order.
Another prophecy.
No, brother. Prophecy doesn't expect this from 100 more winters at least. You've changed something. Prophecy...
I'm telling you, it's Fimbulwinter. I can feel it in my scrote. This is the big one.
Stop saying that. Oh, you're making me very nervous.
So,
It was bound
yeah,
to snow
technically,
sooner or later.
it's a 3-season winter followed by an even worse 3-season winter.
Dare you make me the voice of reason?
Guys,
Just discussing the weather. Bit of a cold snap lately.
What he means is, Fimbulwinter's upon us, boys. The winter to end all winters. I can feel it in my scrote.
yeah. We heard.
So if you're heading home, try to keep moving. And also, to not die.
Or if you're not heading home, same advice.
Well, it's snowing. Okay. Well, huh. Okay, so I heard about this. I heard a little tidbit. It was not really a spoiler at all. But it was to get the final credits. Once you see the first set of credits, you have to go home and sleep in your bed.
That alchemist for something I'm stewing up for you.
Now, I'm gonna just save here just in case something goes wrong or something like that. Because I do obviously want to play a lot more doing side stuff. But I'm not gonna drag out the LP for no reason. So, I mean, if we're gonna finish this, then I guess we'll finish it. Just seems really radical. We have not seen or heard from Thor or Odin, the most important figures in Norse mythology. I mean, are we just going to take them both on right at the same time and then that's the end of the game? I don't know. That seems a little cheap. They focused on Baldur for the whole game. I mean, I guess the idea of the whole game is that you are the ones that set off Ragnarok,
Finally
but
home. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Bit drafty, maybe. It's a right improvement over having tree bark in your tadger.
Time to rest.
I'm gonna sleep through winter.
Okay, this'll do.
Sleep.
Way ahead of you.
I lay on the head. Years later.
What was that?
The ball!
Fuck you! Wow. What? That's not good. That's not a good thing. That's not how you... No, that's not how you do it. What were they expecting people to feel when they do that? Like, oh man, I can't wait 8 years for the next God of War, and then we get to find out how that ends. I mean, maybe they'll do it as like DLC, but that's also fucking ridiculous. Because they know everyone is gonna buy it. That's bullshit. If it's free DLC, well, you should have just put it in the fucking game. So, I don't know what's going on.
Atreus, are you ready?
Yeah, but I had the weirdest dream. Fimbulwinter was ending, and Thor came for us, here at the house.
It was only a dream.
But it felt different. It felt real. It felt like the future.
Then we will worry about it tomorrow. Today, there are still things we can do. Come.
So, yeah. Let's be clear. This was a God of War game set in Norse mythology, and you don't fight Thor or Odin or Loki. The only gods that you get to fight are Magni, Modi, and Balder. Holy shit. Even if you asked me to come up with like 10 story scenarios for this game, I still wouldn't have come up with this. Every single one of those 10 would have involved an appearance by Odin and Thor. I guarantee it. How could it not? Maybe one of those story ideas would involve like Odin being dead and like everyone else just losing their fucking minds or something. Maybe. Okay, maybe something like that. But still, what were they thinking? Even if you are a casual fan of Norse mythology, even if you know almost nothing, like I did, you know about Odin, Thor, and Loki. That's what I want to see. Kratos fighting Thor. That's what we all want. That's why they showed it right at the end. Because they know that's what you want. I just don't know what they're doing with this. Holy shit. Holy shit. I don't even know what to really say. I don't even know what to say. On the one hand, it does, of course, obviously, make me very excited for God of War 5. Or whatever the hell they end up calling it. Because I want to see more Norse mythology. I'm very interested in Norse mythology. And they left so many things hanging and left so many things out. And, you know, I guess, you know, the earlier games, it took you 3 games to take on Zeus and kill him. So perhaps it was ridiculous to assume that I would kill Odin or kill Thor in this game if they're planning sequels. But there should have been an appearance or something. At some point, Thor should have been like, all right, Baldur is not cutting it. I'm coming in. Or, something. I killed his sons, and he still didn't show up. He didn't show up for years. Odin fucking sees everything. Alright? Are we clear on that? Odin sees everything. Not only does he see everything, he also has ravens that hear everything and report back to him. Not even mentioning Heimdall, who also can just hear everything in all the cosmos. I'm pretty fucking loud. I'm Kratos. Finding me should be the easiest thing in existence. But Thor waits several years after I kill his brother and his sons to come track me down at my house. Almost none of these things would be complaints, except for teasing me at the end. No matter what, I'm sure people aren't crazy about that. But almost none of these things would be really complaints if I didn't know anything about Norse mythology. So, with knowledge comes the burden. So, I liked, seeing and understanding and interpreting and discussing all these different connections and references. It's not like I'm upset that I know about Norse mythology and, it pisses me off. I like seeing what they did with it. Whether I think it was a good idea or a bad idea. I like that I can analyze it all. Yeah, I like that the game is set within Norse mythology. They for the most part, very clearly have done all their research. It's just they've warped it in some odd ways. As for the overall story itself, just sort of taking a step back. Like I said, the game, the series is about Kratos, right? And the earlier games just really painted him as a very singular-minded character, and this game starts to change him and make him more dynamic and far more interesting. And so Kratos is just really just an awesome character now for different reasons than he was before. The kid, honestly, I mean, he's just sort of there to help Kratos develop. Like, the series is about Kratos. It's not about this kid. So sometimes he was annoying. Most of the time he was just like, okay, whatever. You can summon wolves. That's cool. The revelation of him being Loki, again, it's just such like a twist. We need a twist moment here. He just does not paint me as a Loki character. There's nothing about him that seems very Loki-esque. Loki is not a combatant whatsoever. He tries to hit an eagle and he just gets stuck to it and he has to bargain for his life. Like, that's Loki. Alright? He is talk first, act far later. And he's pretty much an asshole. It's really just like, yeah, this kid, he has the name Loki. But it's not the Loki you're thinking of. It's Loki with two eyes or something. Like, it's whatever. And that's disappointing. Like I said, Loki is my favorite character in Norse mythology. Because he is the most nuanced, he's the most interesting, dynamic character within the mythology. And so to not really properly portray him as Loki needs to be portrayed, and I want to see him portrayed in a God of War game, it's a little bit of a bummer. Now, it does mean if there's going to be sequels, God of War 5, probably God of War 6, we can see Loki sort of develop, and maybe in the future games he puts aside the bow and he's like, we don't, I don't need to fight when I can talk. But it just does not seem at all that way right now. And I just can't imagine the God of War's son to put aside his weapons and to just talk. Like, that would, something very drastic would have to happen. There would have to be a major time rift, and, years would have to pass as he grows older, maybe without Kratos' influence, but who knows? Which possibly would have been a more interesting scenario is early on you learn that he's actually Loki, and then the gods, the Aesir gods, kidnap him for whatever reason, and they raise him in Asgard, or something like that, and they corrupt him because all the gods in this game are assholes, and so he becomes more of our traditional Loki, who's willing to, kill his father, and he becomes but then you lose out on the whole fatherly aspect of Kratos, which is very interesting. So it's tricky. I wouldn't have named him Loki. I wouldn't have done that, but whatever. Anyways, as for the game itself, I mean, fantastic. The gameplay itself, absolutely fantastic. It's a gorgeous game. Just very beautiful all over the place. Even though the realms are a little strange as far as their correlations to mythology, they're all gorgeous. Alfheim was just beautiful. Hell, very frigid, but very nice. Midgard, it's very Skyrim-esque. Muspelheim is pretty much what I imagine it to be, for the most part. Probably more rocks than there should be. I'm very interested in seeing. Apparently, you can go to Asgard. That might be DLC or something, but it is a realm, as well as Svartalfheim, which should be pretty much underground entirely. So I don't know about that. But the combat, probably the best combat of the series. I don't know if anybody's arguing that. Like I said, I was a little sad you don't get all the weapon varieties. It pretty much comes down to axe, blades, fists. But really, a lot of the times in the older games, I would pretty much stick with one of the weapons, and that would just be for every scenario. Whereas this one, they actually want you to sort of switch between the axe, the blades, and the fists in different situations. So it makes combat far more intricate and far more involved and dynamic. So in the end, it is a better improvement, because it is the best combat in the series. So they made the right call there. Again, I sort of have to lament enemy variety, because really, I mean, there's the Draugr, and I guess you have some different variations on Draugr. You've got ogres, which show up occasionally. The trolls, that's a special situation, so it's hard to really say. But ogres, you've got wolves, you've got the lizards, you've got the dark elves. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. You got the frost people. So there's not a huge amount of enemy variety, but it's still entertaining. The big complaint I have is the lack of variety of kill animations. Just having a singular one for each enemy type is pretty lame. I feel like they should have just spent a little bit more time on that. Come on. I want to see Kratos do all sorts of killing, slaughtering stuff. And boss variety, there wasn't an extreme amount either. I mean, bosses, if you don't count trolls, because trolls show up all the time. If you don't count trolls, you have the dragon, the lightning dragon. You've got Magni and Modi. You've got Balder. That kind of seems like it. I guess there was the Dark Elf boss, but I feel like even he showed up some other time as well. So yeah, for like yeah, I don't know. For what it is, it's a really really great game, but it's kind of like the old God of War games. I haven't replayed those games. Like God of War 2, I have not replayed that game. I don't know ever. I think I played it through once and I was like, this is a really good game, and then I never played it through again. God of War 3, I think I've tried to replay it a few times, but I never get further than like a third of the way through. And I don't know if I'm ever going to really jump back into this one and replay it. Fantastic experience. You know, it was really good. I'm glad I played it and all that kind of stuff. But I can't really see there being a huge amount of variety in a replay. I got every single skill upgrade pretty much. There's no weapon variety. You can't go, oh, I'm gonna use the hammer this time, or something like no, you get the same weapons. There's armor differences, but okay, I'm gonna do a vitality run this time. It's like, no, you just sort of keep upgrading and get what you do. Yeah. So of course I'm gonna keep playing it because I want to do some more side stuff. I'm not done with the game, but very just sudden ending. Just very sudden. It just, there's credits and I was like, what the fuck is this? I mean, I know I've been playing for a while, but the story, it's kind of all over the place. Just, I feel like you spend so much time trying to get to Jotunheim. I thought Jotunheim was like the halfway point. But they keep like putting it off, and then it's like, oh, Jotunheim is the end. I kept on like, I want to get to Jotunheim. Oh yeah, I want to see Jotunheim. That's like the halfway point. But it's like, no, you don't want to get to Jotunheim. That's the end. Keep putting it off. Have Odin show up and stop me. Stop me, Odin. Shouldn't Odin have known that I opened the gate to Jotunheim? Like, he's been wanting to get there for like hundreds of years. Put a fucking raven next to the door so if it opens, you know. I don't know. I mean, I know I sound pretty ranty. The bottom line is I did really enjoy the game. It's going to be in a top 10 list for the year pretty easily. Really, overall, very high quality stuff. It's just another sort of hallmark game of the PS4. It's like, yeah, you should, if you don't own a PS4, you should get a PS4. Here's why. You can list this game in that list. But it's not a perfect game. And I don't think it would make personally my game of the year. But that's a little unfair because Monster Hunter World came out this year. So it's a little unfair. So right now, I guess it's probably at 2. Yeah. I mean, of course, I'm gonna do the God of War video, Norse mythology God of War video. So I stand to make a lot of money off of this game. So that makes me pretty happy. And if I know anything about video games and ratings, if it makes you money, you give it a higher rating. So A+ God of War. All right. So, yeah. Yeah, that's this is not really how I planned on the ending being, but, alright. My name is Mangg. Game you just finished watching is God of War on the PS4. And I'll see you fine folks around.